the Old Testament and the New Testament, or the combination thereof. It doesn't offer anything beyond that. It is an elective, that's true. But I think if you're going to study religion in the public school system as a subject matter, then at minimum you should teach other religions around the world. Yes, we have the three major Western religions that are believe in a God: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And there's also, by the way, the Sikh religion in India, a very small religion that believes in a God as well. But there are other religions throughout the world that don't necessarily believe in a God. Hinduism, Buddhism, of course, Confucianism, Shinto, and Japan. In fact, I spent a year in Japan, and in the Marines, and most Japanese would tell you they're both Shinto in life and Buddhist in death. And there's no distinction, really. I mean, there's no contrast. That is, it's not inconsistent to do that. So not every religion is even a theocratic religion. The Western ones are. The Eastern ones really are not theocratic for the most part. And so, Mr. President, I think this really borders on being unconstitutional if it was passed in violation of the Jefferson Statute for Religious Freedom in Virginia, but also the First Amendment, as establishing a religion in terms of it limits the teaching strictly to the Old Testament and the New Testament. And that's all. So, Mr. President, I would urge this body not to support this bill.
Senator from Grayson, Senator Carrico.
Mr. President, just to answer a few questions and wrap it up.
Senator has the floor.
I heard from the gentleman from Fairfax this is not constitutional, and several questions about that. The U.S. Supreme Court has declared that teaching of the Bible as literature and history is acceptable as long as it is presently objective as part of a secular program in education. That is what the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled. Next, studying the Bible doesn't mean that you're sanctioning anything. It's just the study of the literature of the Bible. The gentlelady from Richmond said the text, the denomination. If she had read the bill, it says no student who participates in the course offered pursuant to this section shall be required to use specific translations of religious text. It's there, it's in the bill. Next was the gentlelady from Hampton who was talking about the use of the Bible, but yet she argued for the books that was read by a former colleague here, beloved in the bluest eyes, that Madam Clerk had to lead the students off the floor because it was so offensive. But yet she defended that to be read. Next, the gentlelady from Fairfax talked about other religions. Nobody says she can't bring a bill next year for other religions. And then she said this was opposed by the Independent Baptists. Wrong again. It's a secular Baptist group called Baptist General Association of Virginia. So, there are several things that were mentioned on this floor as a defense against this bill that is totally out of context, and it is constitutional, and it is needed for our students that elect to want to do it, and I would hope we'd pass the bill.
Mr. President.
Senator from Northern Fairfax, Senator Howe.
Will the gentleman yield for a question?
Will Senator yield? Senator yields. You have the floor.
I would ask the senator if we bring a bill next year for the Koran, will he vote for it?
Senator has the floor.
I would answer the gentlelady that no, I will not vote for it, just like she won't vote for this one.
All right. The question is, shall Senate Bill 1502 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? Clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 22, noes 18.
Ayes 22, noes 18. Senator